And that brings us to high school baseball. And Jeff Bell, the head baseball coach over at Sylacauga High School. And Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. Now, Happy New Year to you. First of all, I guess last week would have been more conducive to baseball start of the season for high school. It can get awfully cold, can it?
That's right. That's right. We spend the first month or so of our in season where it's it's going to be rainy and snowy and frigid temperatures. But that's the way it is. And as I told the kids, it could be rain, it could be snow, it could be hot, it could be cold. We'll be out there. So it is what it is. And this week's been certainly a lot different, almost out of character for this time of year, and and we'll enjoy it while it lasts.
You came from Brookwood High School,
correct,
over in Tuscaloosa County, and came here in August, and inherited a baseball team that is used to winning, a winning tradition. How have you found it so far?
I think the kids, with the approach that they take every day, and to go through the things that we put them through, I know they want to win. They work like it. They work like winners, and they approach everything they do from day to day like winners. And I don't see any reason why that shouldn't continue on to when we start full practice and we start games. If they win in the classroom and they win at life and they win at practice, then I think that's going to carry over into the games also.
What's going on with the Aggie baseball program right now?
Right now, and I know the kids are thankful for this. We've gone from an off-season phase of our conditioning workouts into now a preseason phase where, with the start of the new year, now guys can start throwing, and we start doing footwork drills and kind of walking through some of the things that we're going to do on a daily basis once we're full steam ahead.
The baseball program at Sylacauga High School, not just the varsity, but the JV and other groups as well. You see some guys in a younger level that can contribute in years to come as well?
Well, yeah, I think one of the things that I'm most excited about is a lot of times if you have a good season, you're really senior heavy. And in our program, we're going to have contributors from each class. I mean, we've got a really good group of seniors. We've got a very strong group of juniors. There are sophomores that are going to play and are going to contribute and are going to help this year. And there's a couple of ninth graders that I could see getting varsity innings this year.
Who's some of the guys that on the Aggie baseball team that you're looking to for senior leadership maybe this year?
Okay. The ones that have been there through our fall conditioning, Tyler Carter has had a really good fall. Dalen Keith, Cody Leslie, those guys that, and Dalen, of course, just came from football, but Cody and Tyler have been there from day one with us and have been through it. And there's going to be a point in the season where we're going to turn to them and expect them to carry the load. Whether we're riding high times or low times, the kids are going to look at those guys for leadership.
We're talking with Jeff Bell, the head baseball coach at Sylacauga High School, and you can't help but notice the renovations at the field, and where are we at on that?
We are, and I drive by it every day to see what they've kind of chipped away at. They're nearing completion. They've redone the fence. The new locker room is nearing completion. The walls and insulation, the heating and cooling, all the things that are needing to be done inside, I think are being close to being done. I'm not sure about the press box and the concession stand. I have not gone in that. That's when I kind of stick my nose around down there, that's where most of the people seem to be, are in those two rooms. So I think they're really going hard at getting those things done. But like I said, I'm not real sure about the concession stand.
We'll be good to go by start of the season.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And the last I was told from the folks that I've talked to is right around the 19th should be the completion date. So that gives us, if with any setbacks with weather or whatever, that still gives us a pretty good buffer between that time and the start of the season.
What about that tall right field wall?
I'm interested to see how that's going to come into play.
Yeah.
It brings some novelty to the park.
It does.
So despite how useful I think it's going to be for us, it's also I look at it and I think of Boston.
Yep.
And I think of the Green Monster out there in Boston, and I think it adds some character to the field.
Absolutely, and take a stroke, get it over that wall.
It will.
Jeff Bell, the head baseball coach of the Sylacauga Aggies, and they're in conditioning now, preseason conditioning. What's next, and as we get closer to the start of the season?
We just started our preseason stuff. We're really trying to get our pitchers in shape, get their arms stronger and get them dialed in with locations and working on and fine-tuning their pitches. In 3 weeks from now, we will be wide open and can do anything from, with bats to, to doing our infield stuff or outfield stuff. And that's that's at the end of this 3 week period. To me, that's in season. Once you start the full practice leading up to the game schedule, that's when we take off. So right now we are, and I tell them every day, they're going to be miserable for 3 weeks because it's going to be so monotonous with the footwork where everything has to be done perfectly. And there's not a lot of it, but it's got to be done over and over and over again so that when baseballs do start flying at them, all this footwork stuff and hand placement and things that we talk about will hopefully be done without thought. It'll happen out of reaction.
This is the 10th day of January. When does the actual season open for the Aggies?
Our first game is at St. Clair County on February 20th.
So that's a month and a few days away.
That's right. We're close.
Yeah. Getting pitchers in shape, getting their arms live and that kind of thing. But you also have to protect those arms.
That's right. And that's, to me, as I get older as a coach, as when I was younger, it was just push and push and push and push. Well, now I'm very, very, very protective of shoulders and elbows. So when guys say my arm's sore, the first thing I ask them to do is tell me to touch where it hurts. And if it's certain spot, if it's a muscle, I don't worry about it. If it's inside a joint, they're shut down until further notice. They have the option at practice that if they've thrown a lot the day or two before, they don't touch a ball. It is, rehab. They'll still go through the practice. So if, say I have a shortstop that pitched the night before, when we're in practice, say we're having an inter-squad game, and he's still playing shortstop. He's still playing the game. But if a ball's hit to him during the inter-squad, once he catches it, it's dead, plays dead. And he'll go through the whole practice without throwing. It'll just be ice and rehab, and then usually after a day, if it's just tenderness and soreness, after a day or two, it's fine. But yeah, as I get older, we stay very protective of kids' arms.
With the opening of the regular season a month or so away, what can fans expect from the Jeff Bell coach baseball team at Sylacauga High School?
They can expect kids are going to play the game the right way, at least according to the way that I see it, which is is doing everything fundamentally correct. Playing the game with fire and passion. With playing the game regardless of who you're playing and regardless of the score, you're going to play the game a certain way. And as I'm trying to drive this point home, especially with our older guys, you don't get many of them. There's going to be a day where you don't get to play anymore. And the point that I try to drive home is it's going to end one day. And there's, well, I'd give anything to be able to go back and play again, and I can't. You know, you run out of time. And if the people that come to the park can see a team play that plays that way, that plays like this is my last chance and this is my last time through, if they play the game with that kind of passion, that's what I'll be the most proud of, and that's what I hope people are going to come to see.
Is this first team that you've managed here in Sylacauga, at Sylacauga High School, is it built on speed, power, or pitching, or all three?
It's hopefully going to be a little bit of all three. The thing that sticks out with me immediately is the team speed. There's speed at every position, which really fits into philosophically how I like to play the game, which is to apply pressure on teams, and it's a lot easier to apply pressure if you've got speed, and it's everywhere. I haven't seen them hit much, only during the evaluation period. There are some that potentially can hit with some power. And our pitchers, I don't think we have a lot of power pitchers that are going to overpower hitters, but we've got guys that are going to locate multiple pitches in the strike zone and are that will compete for sure. And maybe not go out on a mound and dominate a game. They're going to get people out.
We've had the county tournament early in the season. We've had the county tournament mid-season. Where is it this year?
It is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the second week of our season. And I think I kind of like it at that time. Now, of course, I haven't been here and seen multiple different ways to do it, but I like that it sits where it sits because it gives us a good measuring stick of where we are leading up to area games and hopefully playoff games.
The area opponents this year, who are they?
They are Briarwood, Moody, and Shelby County. I know historically Briarwood's always very good. I know historically Moody is a tough opponent, and I know historically Shelby County is always a tough opponent. So while I like our chances against all of them, we're going to have to be ready to play on every game day to compete with them.
Some of your assistants that are helping you in coaching this Aggie baseball team, who are they?
Robbie Richardson.
He's a veteran.
He's been here a while. Matt Collier. He's working with our pitcher. He's a local legend around here, as we all know.
Big baseball guy.
That's right. Barry Strickland and Patrick Harris are in charge of our middle school program, and Nate Brewers do everything, whatever needs to be done. He's the one you want on your side.
You mentioned the younger groups. How important is it that you build that younger group? To me, it's the foundation of sustaining a program, and that to me that starts from the youth level to the middle school to junior varsity to varsity. I've seen this done from different programs where when you devote all of your time and put all of your eggs into one senior basket, well, they're going to graduate, and this train keeps on rolling. So it to me is extremely important to work and give equal time to the JV and to the middle school and to the youth leagues, because that's who's gonna feed you
years to come, where you don't devote everything to one season. It's you look at it in terms of this is the whole program, and it's something that you want to sustain success for years to come, and you have to put in the time with the younger guys because they're going to be the guys that lead the way one day.
Fans want and have a lot of times a win now mentality. We're competitive. We want to win. Did you bring a specific 3-year plan, 5-year plan with you when you came? Without having seen one player, I thought 3. Because as I've told the kids, we're going to do everything. There's going to be a routine every day, and hopefully that routine is going to turn into a habit, and then that habit's going to change a mindset, and the mindset changes the culture. Well, ideally it would happen sooner than later, but I think in 3 years with each group that leaves and each group that now comes in, pretty soon every student that's in that baseball program, they won't know any different than the way we do it. And while certainly I've been grateful for the work that our seniors have put in and the fact that they've bought into what we're trying to do so early, it will be easier to instill here's how we do it with each passing class. And I think 2 or 3 years is enough time to get this whole thing turned around and moving in the right direction. In years past, Sylacauga High School, along with other schools, have done camps with the younger kids. Do we have that this year too?
We do. Matter of fact, I talked with our booster club president last night about trying to find the best time to get that done, and it's something that I think they've done here for years and years and years, and I think that's what creates a lot of interest in the program. We are trying to target probably the first or second Saturday in February, right before, probably the Saturday before we kick off our season, there's going to be more information to follow once we get all those details concrete.
All right, Coach Jeff Bell, the head baseball coach at Sylacauga High School, I guess. And Coach, always good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
We have more Daybreak just ahead.